I hate going on and seeing everybody performing the same dances, everybody doing the same sounds, everybody doing the exact same content. And I understand for business owners, content creators, people trying to get their brand out there, you feel like you have to do it because that's what everybody else does. And that statement alone right there, because that's what everybody else does, is what kills me, what irritates my soul, bruh. Y'all wanna know my content strategy? More importantly, the reason why this is on my heart today. I really was in my room working. I was like, nah, I feel like I need to speak on this. Just because I hate trending shit. I hate trendy. It bothers the fuck out of me. It really bothers me. Especially when it comes to trending videos, trending sounds, for a couple reasons. I feel like it teaches us to it promotes this micro content here and it's gone content that doesn't last. It's not sustainable. Like the creator economy is very much on this. I have to create all this micro content because shorts and reels are popping. I have to stay relevant. Have to stay in front of people, and all the gurus, all the social media experts are going to tell you, okay, well, if you want to stay relevant, if you want to stay trendy, you need to do these trends. This video is pop. Like I've for as long as I can remember, I've always been very anti doing what everybody else does, just for the sake of doing what everybody else does. Not that, because if you enjoy doing it, if you enjoy doing the dances, if you enjoy doing the sounds, if that's genuinely what you enjoy to do, the type of content you enjoy creating, by all means, please continue. This is not for you. I'm talking about the people, because I know there's a lot of people who they'll do the videos, they'll do the sounds, they'll create the content, but they don't enjoy doing that shit. They hate that shit. It eats them up inside, having to come up with this cringy, like this to fit in type shit. Like, I know it bothers a lot of people. I know it bothers a lot of content creators out there. I just saw a video on TikTok about it. I have to create content that I'm going to enjoy, or I'm not going to create content. Once it becomes work, I don't enjoy it anymore. And the reason I started creating content was because I enjoyed it. I'd rather build a business that creates content, but not turn my life into a content creating business, if that makes sense. Like, if I have to do it to hit these views or to hit these metrics, then I don't want to do it. That's not what I'm here for. And that's what I feel like, especially on TikTok, Instagram, like everybody creating reels, I feel like that's what everybody is focusing on. And I want to say it was Rudy Francisco, yeah, this poem where he talked about like falling in love was like making sandcastles. You get attached to something that's going to get washed away, or that's going to get destroyed. It's not going to last. It's not built to last. And I think a lot of people have that type of relationship when it comes to content and being a creator, having to do what everybody else is doing to make it. That's what they feel like they have to do. And I feel like it destroys people's inherent uniqueness and individuality. It destroys that creativity that we all ultimately have, because we feel like we have to do these things to sorry, I thought I saw somebody by my brother's car. It was about to be a problem. Yeah, we all feel like we have to do these things to stay relevant, to stay trendy, to stay getting views. I don't feel like that's how you should be approaching this. I don't feel like that's how you should be creating your content. It's not sustainable. It's not healthy for you mentally. There's no real benefit to running on that hamster wheel, chasing those vanity metrics, the likes and the views. Those ultimately don't mean anything. A lot of y'all are going to be out here with 1 million followers and absolutely no money, broke, but you got 1 million followers. You got 1 million people watching your shit, but you ain't got no money. So now you got to fake, you got to stunt, or you got to figure something out. You got to keep doing extreme shit. You got to keep doing extra shit to keep people entertained and keep them watching. What does that do for you? What does that do for your life? It don't pay your bills. You can't pay your bills with followers. You like that shit ain't real. There should be something coming from that. Either you enjoy creating the content or you're promoting your business. And if you're promoting your business or your brand or whatever, you shouldn't really be chasing views or vanity metrics. There needs to be engagement. Views without engagement is ultimately pointless. Because if you can get 1 million people to watch your content, but you can't get 10 people to comment, ask a question, to make a purchase, ultimately those views don't mean shit. Without action, those views, the likes, they don't mean shit. Now, this is in no way me saying don't do the trendy shit. Do what you have to do to get for your brand, for your business. You know, you still have to be out there. You still have to have a presence. It's necessary. It's a necessary evil. But if that is the main type of content you're focused on creating, it's not going to last. Just think of all the people who hopped on TikTok, did 5 dances that came out 3 years ago and didn't go viral, and then just stopped making content. A lot of them. You go look at it. Look at all the pages where it's like they have like 5, 6 videos. They did like 4 or 5 trendy sounds that they thought was either still trendy or thought they could hop on and catch a wave. Made those 4 videos, nothing happened. And that just lets you know what they're really chasing. They're not there because they enjoy creating the content. They enjoy being on the platform. They're there for the views. They're there for the likes. That when you're chasing the wrong dreams, when you're chasing the money, when you're only chasing the views, when you're only chasing the likes, you don't have the drive for it. You don't have the passion. There's nothing to motivate you and keep you going. You have to have something more than that. There has to be something further. There has to be a next level, another step, something. But just content for the sake of vanity, for getting likes and views, there's no message, no purpose, nothing. I can't do it. It's not for me. I refuse to take part in that part of the creator economy, that part of the creator world. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create whatever the fuck content I want. That's my strategy. My strategy is to create the content that I want to create. You can't complain about not getting views if this is gonna be your strategy, because that's not your focus. Focus is the ultimate goal. The focus is what big goal, what big finish, what big result are you trying to achieve? For me, I just want to help people tell their story. And I feel like that is the ultimate marketing and content strategy, is to tell your story. Because everybody wants to be trendy, but for some reason they want to be trendy and think they're going to stand out. I don't know how people made that connection to think they can do what's trending, literally what's trending, what everybody is doing, and that they're going to stand out somehow. I don't know where the logic comes from, but somehow somebody made the connection. Whatever. But yeah, the one way, the only one way that I can think of to stand out, no matter what you're doing, wherever you are, what kind of content you're creating, the only way you can stand out is being authentically and genuinely yourself. That's it. Tell me one other way. Tell me one other way you can guarantee to stand out from everybody else. You can't, because you're the only you. You're the only person that can do you. So how can you not stand out by doing you, by being who you are? Now, I know not everybody is going to be able to adapt that strategy. Not everybody has learned to see the value in themselves. Not everybody knows the value of the story they've lived. Not everybody understands the experiences that they've gone through that can help somebody and that can show somebody guidance. Not everybody has looked at themselves and really seen something that they're proud of. And I completely understand that. For those people, you have to work on healing. You have to figure out what's causing you to not see beauty in yourself, not see value in yourself. And I was just talking to my brother about this last night. Our community, specifically people of color, black, brown, women, like we aren't taught to see our value. We aren't taught to see past a certain age. Making it past 21, making it past 25 was an accomplishment. For a lot of us, not having a baby by 18 was an accomplishment. Like, a lot of us were not taught to see that value in ourselves. And I legit feel like that's why people don't invest. That's why they don't care about having insurance. They don't take that time to really take care of themselves like you should, because you aren't taught to see the value of your future. A lot of people think you hit 30, you hit 40, like that's life. Like you missed all the good shit. Fuck that. We got 50, 60, 70 years to go, possibly, and you tapping out in the first quarter? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. We got a long life. Some people might get their life cut short. I completely understand that. But life is longer than you make it out to seem. And for us not to see value in being alive at 50, 60, 70, 80, that's why we don't take the time to invest and care about ourselves now. We don't see that value in our future. We don't see our potential. We don't see what it's possible for us to do. That's one of the biggest reasons why I want to build this platform, just to show people that it's okay to be you, to be authentically yourself and tell your story the way it happened, the way you lived it, so that it can help someone else, so that it can be a benefit to someone else. That is my ultimate goal, to hopefully inspire other people to tell their story, create the content they want to create, do what they want to do, live the life they want to live. Because it's possible. There's so much opportunity, there's so much possibility out here. I don't feel like that's what the content community is supposed to be. I don't feel like that's what content creators are supposed to be. We're making creativity corporate, and that's weird for me. I don't like that shit. What's up, fam? This nigga interrupted my whole thought process and shit. But yeah, I don't like that content and creating content feels corporate, or it feels like it has to be a template, or has to be a certain way, because that's not what creativity is. That's not an authentic release. That's not genuine creativity. When you're just creating for the sake of creating because you enjoy it, you're not worried about the likes or the metrics or anything like that. I feel like that's when people create the best. That's when they perform the best, when they do their best. All the stuff you see in Target and Old Navy and wherever you shop, all the stuff you see there is literally nothing compared to the type of stuff people are creating in their homes, creating and selling at the flea market. And like the type of creativity people have when they're just able to create and do what they want, versus what happens when it turns corporate and it gets put into this cookie cutter ass formula. Like, it's such a difference, such a vast difference. And I just always been inspired and attracted to authenticities, like individualness and uniqueness. I didn't realize how important that was until this whole platform, everything came about. Like, that's really just at the core of who I am. Like, I love the uniqueness, the individuality. Everybody has a story, a very unique story that is completely unique to them, but somehow still attached to hella other people. That's just dope as fuck to me. So that is my content strategy. I'm going to be creating the content that I want while still keeping it in line with my brand. So still marketing, mindset, both financial literacy, like stuff along those lines. I'm very contrarian to a fault. I have to do things my way, almost to a fault. That's why I created my show like this. I have to push those boundaries and do what other people want. It may not work out. It may not be the best. They say that you can always tell who the innovator was because they're laying on the ground with the arrows in their back. Like, somebody has to take those shots to open the door for whoever's next and whoever's going to perfect it and master it. Like, somebody has to be the first to try. I think by inspiring people to break that trend and stop doing what everybody else is doing and just bring back genuine, authentic content, like us, authentic you being you, telling your story. So if you're making the content that you want to create and people enjoy it, they're going to gravitate towards you. Just like TikTok, you create the content you want to create, people enjoy it, people are going to gravitate towards you. That's how it works. It doesn't need to be the super trendy, I have to do whatever sound is popping, oh no, this video is going viral, I have to make my own version. It doesn't have to be all that shit. And it shouldn't. It doesn't. It's not organic, it's not authentic, it doesn't feel right. I know I'm not the only one who thinks that. It doesn't feel right. So as far as tactics, actually, I don't know if we've talked about tactics on here, so let me just explain the difference. The difference between strategies and tactics is strategies is the overall big idea, the grand scheme, like overall what you want to accomplish. But think about it like this. The strategy is the entire playbook. This big overall idea, this is our focus. The plays are the tactics. These are the steps I'm going to take. I hope that makes sense. Strategies is big overarching goals, overarching ideas. Tactics are the step-by-step process that you use to make the strategy happen and make sure it's successful. Hope I broke that down good. So strategy, overall strategy, I'm going to create content I want to create. I'm going to tell my story. I'm going to be authentically, uniquely me. That's the strategy. Tactics, for me, and I think to generalize it and make it so that anybody can do it. One, find one long form platform and one short form platform with content that you enjoy creating. I think that's the biggest, those two right there. Just to keep it, if you're just getting started, if you just getting started as a content creator, find one long form platform, one long form type of content, and one short form that you want to focus on. Make those two your main priority, your main focus. So it could be like a YouTube and a TikTok, or YouTube and an Instagram, or a podcast and a TikTok. It could be a blog if you're a writer, if you don't like to speak, or if you don't like being on video, it can be a blog and Twitter. Like, figure out two platforms that you want to use, one where you're going to create long form content and another where you're going to do your short form content. If you don't want to create long form content, if you don't want to do a blog, if you don't want to do a podcast or a YouTube video, I would recommend either doing spaces or lives on Twitter, or lives on TikTok or Instagram, and doing like a weekly live show. Then you just focus on like one main platform, and maybe like one auxiliary platform, one secondary platform. But you should have some type of long form content somewhere. It should be something that's going to be sustainable, that's going to cause you not to have to create content every single day on that hamster wheel churn and burn type shit. The long form content, you should be able to use that as content for your secondary platform. So like for me, I'm creating these long form videos like this, where I can also post them on my Instagram, which is my secondary main platform. Once I'm able to put it on autopilot and kind of like outsource the content loading and all that process, then I can focus on expanding and building up that audience on other places. But until I get those systems in place and I'm able to do that, I'm going to focus on long form and short form like this. The content needs to be SEO optimized. Basically, that means if somebody's searching for something on Google, your content is going to pop up. I go on Google and figure out how to get healthy hair, creating content that answers, this is how you get healthy, or 7 tips to restoring your hair, whatever the situation is, whatever the case may be. Your content needs to be coming up in people's searches. That's how you start building organic reach. That's how you start building long-term traffic. Having some type of long-form content where you have a foundation built up, blog, podcast, YouTube, whatever the case, having that foundation so that you can be building up your audience, building up an email list, hosting products, getting people to your website, whatever it is, you want that type of stability for your content strategy. As far as your short form content, I would take your long form content and repurpose it for your short form content. So taking your blog and turning it into a bunch of tweets, turning it into a thread, or taking your blog and turning it into pictures for Instagram, or taking your podcast and talking about the topics on your TikTok or going live, whatever it is. But figuring out how to repurpose that content that you already and use it for your other platforms. That way you're not working as hard creating all this content to post every day, because you have to post consistently. But if you take that long form content, you can chop that up into 7 clips that you can post one day, every day out the week. Now you're free to engage and interact and everything and build up your community. That's like my main content strategy. Make a long form piece of content, put it up, spread it to short form content. Make sure you're engaging in the comments. Make sure you're going live. I say go live at least once a week, 10, 15 minutes. That's all it is. It's best if you can schedule it, let people know when you're going to be live so they can be there and interact with you and engage with you. Like, people worry about the best times and they have to create this content and all this. It takes the joy, it takes the creativity out of the entire process. Tell your story. It's the most genuine content you're ever going to create. And people love hearing stories. There's a power that comes with storytelling. There's a power that comes with being able to tell a really good, captivating story. That's something you can work on. Y'all want me to create a video about how to learning how to tell your story and finding those moments in your life where you have stories, because everybody has those stories. It's just figuring them out, figuring out how to tell them and communicate them in a way that is going to educate people and entertain them. That's the whole goal. But yeah, that's my content strategy. That's what I'm going to be doing. That's what I'm going to be focused on. If you have any questions, if you have any suggestions, you think I should change it, if you disagree, put it in the comments. Let me know. Yeah, make sure you hit the like, hit the comment. Make sure you hit the like, hit the subscribe, turn on your post notifications, and I'll see you in the next video. Easy.